Hello everyone, I'm Katrina, and recently I decided to do the 30-day reading challenge. Basically, the entire aim of this challenge is to read every day for 30 days. I originally saw Sarah Without an H's vlog video where she documents herself trying to read every single day for 30 days, and I believe that she originally saw this from Books with Dylan, and I'll leave links to both of those videos down below. But basically I was inspired to do the same because around that time I was just about to start back at uni, and I knew that there was going to be a lot of books that I needed to read during certain periods of time, so I needed to get back into the habit of reading every single day. I vlogged my progress throughout those 30 days, so let's see how I did. Day 1 of 30. Today was actually much more successful than I anticipated. I think that I read a total of 100 pages of Based on a True Story. I can attribute that to my commute today. It was actually my first day at my new job, and it takes about an hour on the bus to get there, as well as an hour on the bus to get back. So I had a couple of hours to kill, and I actually managed to spend that entire time reading. The past few times that I've been commuting places, I've brought a book with me with the entire intention of reading, and I just read like 4 pages and then got distracted and sat on my phone for the rest of the time. I just haven't been able to commit to reading. So today I was actually able to sit down and smash out a solid chunk of reading from this book, which I'm really glad about. I'm just over halfway through this book, so after tomorrow's commute I should be close to finishing this one, which is very exciting. I haven't finished a book since the beginning of January. At the moment, I'm actually going to read, but not read this, because there's another book that I started reading in January that I didn't finish, and I probably have about 40 pages left, and for some reason I just haven't read it. I know, it's silly. It's so silly. So whilst Alex is watching some American Dad, I'm going to try and not get distracted by said American Dad and read some of Labyrinth Lost, because I'm so close to finishing it and I should be able to finish it really quickly. And I don't want to take it with me tomorrow to finish reading, because then I'd have to bring another book because I'd finish it on the commute, and I don't want to have to carry around 2 books because I'm also carrying around my computer and it's really heavy. Woe is me. Whoa, that got real dark. I'm sorry.
Wait, where beamers glistened in the parking lot.
Eyes in the bed, True?
I'm not Angelina Jolie, Steve. I'm God. Longer, because it doesn't last forever.
I had an epiphany in the desert. I became a prophet.
And he's not even watching it.
Betrayed me when I said God's a woman.
I'm gonna read for about 45 minutes. So what are you gonna do in the meantime? Why are you on my side of the bed?
You should have seen you last night.
Can you see my reflection in my glasses? Look. Ah! Fuck you! So I didn't end up filming a update yesterday, but I managed to read, how much did I manage to read? Like 90 pages. So I did well. But I haven't read today. Alex. I haven't read today, and I won't read today either. I was busy all this morning filming lots of videos and then sorting out car stuff, and then I'm about to go out for some drinks, so I'm not going to read today. I know I'm not. I'm going to a festival later today, leaving in like 3 hours or something like that. So I need to get everything sorted, get myself sorted, and pack a bag because I'll be staying overnight in the city. There's a little bit of time this morning when I could probably read a book, but I don't know if I will, just because I'm a bit hungover and I don't feel that great, and focusing my eyes on a page right now sounds quite painful. So it's been a couple of days since I've filmed an update, and I apologize about the wind if it's making any weird noises, but basically the day that I said I couldn't read, I managed to read like 10 or so pages, and then the day after that, when I had plenty of time to read, I didn't. Today though, I am heading into work again, so I've got like another 2 hours of commute time, so I should be able to get a fair bit of reading done. Guys, I finished 2 books.
You're in some situation where some fast cash will save your life.
Anyway, I finished 2 books, guys. It's a weird feeling. I've done a pretty decent amount of reading today. I'm now gonna watch some Seinfeld, because why not? Good morning. Great angle. But I'm off again to work today. I'm gonna get on the bus and read a little bit more. Yesterday I started Raelia. Still been reading a bit of The Wrath and the Dawn, but I've slowed down a little bit just because I've been buddy reading it with Red. Another quick update. I can't remember when I last filmed an update, nor can I remember what day of this challenge it is so far, but I've been going really well. At the moment I am about 200 pages into Raelia, maybe? Is it that much? How many pages is it in total? 450. Okay. So I'm almost halfway through this book. I've kind of like flown through that. It doesn't feel like I'm reading a huge amount of it, but I have. I haven't picked up The Wrath and the Dawn since I last updated, I believe. I might try and read some more of that this evening. I probably won't have a huge amount of reading time today just because I have a lot of work to do, but I also have a couple of videos that I need to film as well. So it's going to be a really busy day. I have a little bit of time before leaving for breakfast, so I might just use this time now to read. I didn't end up reading before going to breakfast, and I've just filmed a couple of videos and I'm now eating some chocolate, so I'm pretty content. I'll probably take a break for a little bit before starting to edit some videos and pick up Raylia again. I just want to see more of a particular class that Alex is taking at the moment. I'm really intrigued by it. If you've read this, you know exactly which one I'm talking about. So I didn't end up reading at all yesterday. That was for a couple of reasons. First of all, we had a pipe burst in our house, so that flooded like all of the garage downstairs and a little bit in my room as well. It wasn't so fun, and that was like the night before at around midnight, so we like did as much as we could that night, and then the next morning it was continuing to dry things and wash towels because we had no dry towels. Essentially I had to like move my bed out and stick a heater behind there to help try and dry the carpet. After that I spent a few hours filming videos, so I didn't have much time to read yesterday. The time that I did have to read I used towards reading some of my schoolwork, so I'm not really including that in this challenge because I'm trying to focus on the leisure reading side of things. Fun day yesterday. Once again, I had work today, so I managed to get a fair bit of reading done, and I'm continued on with Raylia. Why are you laughing?
I had work today, so I had quite a bit of reading done.
No, because I have to commute there and back. That's the only time I've been reading. He doesn't know. You need to pay attention to my vlogs, Alex, even before they come out. I have some uni work to do, and I'm just gonna lie in bed because I ate too much cheese today, so my stomach hurts and I don't want to move, but I'm also tempted to have some more cheese and crackers. I'm gonna be productive and then sleep a long, no, it's not gonna be a long sleep. I have to get up early tomorrow. So today I read a little bit more of The Wrath and the Dawn. I'm starting to really get into it and really enjoy it, so I'm actually going to read until I sleep tonight, which I haven't done in quite a while, I think. I mean, I tried doing it a couple of nights ago, but read like 2 pages and then actually fell asleep, but I'm hoping to get a little more reading done before I do end up hitting the hay tonight. But yeah, so far this challenge has been going pretty well. To be honest, it's been really helping that I've had commute time on a bus, so I've been using all of that time to read. If I didn't have that, I probably wouldn't be reading as much despite the challenge, so it's been helpful. Since I last updated, I have almost finished The Wrath and the Dawn. I'm really enjoying it. Yesterday I went into the city pretty early, and before going to work I just hung around my dad's office for a little while, read a little bit. It was wonderful. It feels like it's been forever since I've been so excited to read a book. Like, there's been books that I've really loved and really enjoyed, but like I can't stop thinking about opening this book and going back and reading it. Like, let's be real, I think I'm probably gonna finish it tonight. I'm trying to be productive and edit a bunch of videos, but we'll see. We'll see. You know what? I've just finished editing a video. I'm gonna take a break and I'm gonna read some more. I'll let you know how that goes. I just finished The Wrath and the Dawn, and I'm not okay with it being finished. Oh my gosh. I was expecting more pages after the end of it, and there was just the what is it, glossary. There was the glossary, and I was like, I'm familiar with this. Where's the rest of the story? It can't finish here. But it did finish there. It dared to finish there. So I just went and ordered myself the sequel because I'm not okay with not knowing what happens next. But I have to wait like who knows how long for it to get here because I ordered it from the book depository. Thankfully, Maisie sent me a tweet letting me know that there's novellas. So I'm gonna read the novellas, even though like the one I looked at was only like 9 pages. That was very much enjoyable. I really enjoyed The Wrath and the Dawn. Now that I've finished that, tonight I'm not gonna read anymore because I'm gonna try and edit and sort out some video stuff. But after this, I'm going to try and focus my energy on Raylia. I don't have too much left of that book. And I don't think I've actually mentioned this, but I'm currently listening to Heartless on audiobook, and I managed to get a fair bit of reading done today for that one. But yeah, I've been listening to that for a little while now. It's actually been taking me quite a while to read. And the next audiobook I have on my list is actually the entire Sherlock Holmes stories. I'm pretty sure it's narrated by Stephen Fry. I saw it and I was like, I can get 70 hours worth of an audiobook for 1 credit. Yes, please. I did that, and I'm gonna start listening to Sherlock Holmes because Sherlock is life. Okay, I'm gonna stop now because I've been rambling on for way too long. So I'll catch you, who knows, whenever I do another update. I just finished filming for the day and was like, cool, I've got time to read. Let's get down and do this. I have no idea what my copy of Aurelia is. It could be in like 2 different tote bags, but I don't know where those tote bags are, so I mean, okay, I'll be real, my room is messy, so that's like half the problem. Most of the problem. There's a tote bag. Let's see if it's in here. If it's in here, I'm gonna cry. Oh, it's okay, it's okay, it was in the tote bag. So what I'm gonna do is move into the living room because there's nowhere to sit in here. I'm gonna take my computer with me and then gonna flip back and forth between editing and reading Aurelia. So this is how far I am through the book, almost 2/3 of the way through it. So the Readorama readathon starts today and it's like 3 p.m. and I've just decided that I want to participate, so I'm going to. I had a quick look through the reading challenges and managed to pull together about 4 books that actually I've been meaning to read over the next month or so that actually fit in with some of the reading challenges. So this is my pile of books that I'm hoping to read this week. At the minute I'm still in the middle of Aurelia by Lynette Noni and Dracora. That book there is the 3rd book, so after I finish that then I can move on to Dracora. Sorry it's a little bit noisy, I've just got fans going to kind of dry out my carpet a little bit, but it's day 2 of Readorama. Yesterday I read some of Aurelia and I read, I think it would have ended up being about 92 pages, not a huge amount, but I ended up having to listen to some lectures yesterday for uni. Since my last update, I think I've read about 150 pages of The Silent Invasion by James Bradley, so I've actually only got a little bit of this left. I think I've got 70 pages left, so what I'm gonna do tonight is continue reading for a little bit. I'm probably just gonna read until I fall asleep, to be honest, because I don't really feel like doing anything else. I mean, there's like videos to edit and stuff, but yeah. You know when you have that feeling that you've forgotten about some plans and you're not sure if you've actually forgotten about plans that you have on a day or it's you just overthinking things? I've got that feeling right now. I'm not sure if I've got anything on tomorrow. If I don't have anything, then I'll probably just be reading. I'll probably actually try and do some editing tomorrow as well, since I'll have a little bit of time, because tonight after work I went to karaoke with my friends and it was a fantastic fun time. I had a lot of fun and my throat does hurt a little bit from belting out Hello from the Other Side and Disney songs. I'm really tired. I'm gonna read till I sleep. So I ended up finishing The Silent Invasion today and studying Sabriel, but we have a bit of a problem because I'm here in bed wanting to read and my book is in the car. Damn, I just got comfy. I better go do that. So I'm gonna do that and I'll get back to you when I have a book in my hand. It's alright. I has the book. All is well. I will read until I sleep, which is bound to be sooner rather than later because I'm very sleepy. I've read about 30 pages of this so far and I'm really enjoying it already. How good is this angle? Am I right? So it is the last day of the readathon and yesterday I did like no reading whatsoever. I filmed like 4 videos. In the morning I read like 2 pages and literally just 2 pages and then I stopped. Today I tried getting up at like a reasonable hour this morning and I fell asleep reading and then woke up in the afternoon. So today hasn't been super successful with reading either, but the day is not over. I'm thinking I'll try and just focus on reading tonight rather than editing because I've got quite a few videos that I want to edit. I have been currently reading Sabriel and I decided to put a hold on that since I've only got a few more hours of this readathon left, just because I don't think it's the best book to read during a readathon, just because, at least at the beginning anyway, the way that the world building and like kind of the setup for the story is going, it's a bit of a slower read, and I find that I've been like rereading passages to kind of really get a grasp of what's happening in the story, and I want to read it slowly so I can savor it all and really take everything in. So reading it for a readathon where I'm trying to power through books isn't probably the best thing. So I'm going to pause reading Sabriel just for the meantime while this readathon is happening, and I've decided to pick up Dracora. I'm not going to be reading till midnight because I don't think I can stay awake. I tried reading some more of Sabriel earlier today and fell asleep. I'm going to read this probably for maybe 2 hours. I think I could manage 2 hours. It is the last day of my 30-day reading challenge, and I haven't filmed an update since the end of the Readerama readathon that happened just this past week, and since then there's only been one day where I haven't read anything. Overall, I'm really pleased with how much I've ended up reading. Admittedly though, the timing of this ended up being quite good because I was just starting a new job where it involved like 2 hours of commute minimum on the days that I am working. So I mean, what else am I going to do apart from read? Even on the days where I haven't been working, I've still been making more of an effort to read every day, which I'm really happy with. And I managed to read quite a fair bit in the past 30 days. I guess that's pretty much it though. Today I probably won't read too much physically, but I will listen to more of the Sherlock Holmes audiobook, which I've been listening to and have been really enjoying. I think that's pretty much all that I really need to say regarding this 30-day reading challenge. Once again, thank you to Sarah for her video that inspired me to do this reading challenge. I really quite enjoyed it and I'm proud of myself. And hopefully I can continue reading every day moving forward. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Until next time, I will talk to you guys in the comments. Bye!